Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, teachers. The topic for my presentation is cerebral still via arterial duct, an isolated left common carotid artery, in a case of BSD pulmonary atresia with Digeos syndrome. Among anomalies of right aortic arch, isolated left common carotid artery is exceedingly rare. I am going to present the above titled case in a neonate with Digeos syndrome. Coming to case, 3-day-old newborn who had cyanosis soon after birth with saturation dipping to 55% was started on prostaglandin infusion for suspected duct-dependent pulmonary circulation and was transported to our center. Initial investigations revealed hypocalcemia and absence of thymic shadow on chest X-ray. Blood workup was sent for Digeos syndrome, which confirmed our clinical suspicion. Echo revealed large malaligned perimembranous VSD, muscular pulmonary atresia, and a left-sided ductus with a long and tortuous course supplying the confluent pulmonary arteries. There was right aortic arch with atypical branching pattern, which could not be clearly defined on echo. So, for better delineation of aortic arch anatomy, CT pulmonary angiography was done, and it showed right aortic arch with right common carotid and right subclavian arteries as first and second branches respectively. And then an aberrant left subclavian was noted arising from the descending aorta. Left common carotid did not have its origin from the aorta, and it was seen connected to left pulmonary artery via a long and tortuous arterial course which arose from the base of left common carotid artery. So basically, pulmonary blood flow was dependent on the left ductus, which was supplied by the isolated left common carotid artery via cerebral still. Baby underwent right modified VT shunt on day 4 of life. In view of a considerable distance of left common carotid artery from the transverse arch, it was subsequently left alone with the hope of spontaneous closure of PDA, which was documented on echo 48 hours after stopping the prostaglandin infusion after VT shunt surgery. And baby had smooth post-operative course. Here we can see this is the right aortic arch and the left subclavian artery is arising aberrantly from the arch marked by yellow arrow. And this is the red arrow is indicating the left common carotid artery connected to LPA via a long and tortuous arterial duct. So coming to clinical implication of this case, there was double whammy for the baby. First, there was cerebral still via the duct to supply to the pulmonary circulation. So there was need to close the duct early. But PDA being the sole supply to pulmonary circulation, its closure would lead to existential crisis of the baby. So we had to decide about the duct. And in such cases, prostaglandin infusion needs to be very carefully administered, balancing the need for pulmonary circulation with the risk of increased cerebral still via last duct. An early surgical intervention is necessitated to provide a guaranteed pulmonary blood flow with early stoppage of prostaglandin infusion to allow the duct to close spontaneously, thus resulting in cessation of the still. So I want to conclude that this unusual case stresses the importance of appropriate preoperative management. Uh, uh, Preoperative management as well as the need of thorough assessment of aortic arch anatomy to guide appropriate surgical management in such patients. Thank you.
Dr. Gariman, nice case. So what would have been the plan had the PDA not closed itself?